Have you ever wondered, what does true love really mean? How do you build a relationship that is not only sustainable, but also happy? Behind the strong and calm exterior of a man lie vulnerabilities that not everyone recognizes. He can be a solid support for you, but he also carries worries, fears, and secret desires. Understanding these not only helps you build a deeper relationship, but also makes him love and appreciate you even more. So what are the vulnerabilities that every woman needs to know in order to love the right way and understand him better? Discover them right here, you will be surprised. Welcome to the Sophia's Knowledge channel, and my name is Sophia. This is the place where love lessons will help you understand this complex emotion better. In today's video, we will explore the top 8 vulnerabilities of men that every woman must know, an interesting story that may change the way you view love in your life. Get ready, because the insights and deep perspectives you are about to discover might make you reconsider yourself and the relationships around you. Before we begin, find a quiet space, put on your headphones, and relax. Let your mind completely immerse in these insights and enjoy every wonderful moment. Are you ready to discover new things about love? Let's begin with Sophia right now. Vulnerability 1. A man's ego and high self-esteem. In a relationship, understanding the psychology of your partner is an important factor that helps both of you bond for the long term. For men, ego and high self-esteem are among the prominent traits that women need to pay special attention to. Whether they show it on the outside or not, most men are very sensitive about their self-esteem. They may be strong in many situations, but can be easily hurt when they feel looked down upon or disrespected. So why do men have such a big ego? How can a woman understand and respect it without having to suffer? This article will help you gain a deeper understanding of men's self-esteem and the tactful ways to behave in order to keep the relationship harmonious. Why do men have such a big ego and high self-esteem? Natural instinct and traditional social roles. Since ancient times, men have often been seen as the main providers for the family, the protectors, and the guardians. These social expectations have inadvertently created a great psychological burden that makes men always want to assert themselves. They believe that they must be strong, independent, and reliable. Therefore, any action or words that make them feel diminished can touch their self-esteem, leading to defensive reactions, distancing, or even anger. The desire for recognition and respect from the woman they love. For men, being recognized by the woman they love is a great source of pride. When they try to do something, whether it's something small like fixing a broken chair or something significant like achieving a career milestone, they expect to receive acknowledgement from the person they care about. If these efforts are ignored or criticized inappropriately, their self-esteem will be hurt. Conversely, just a timely compliment or recognition is enough to make them feel confident and love you even more. Signs that a man's self-esteem has been hurt. Men often do not speak directly when they feel hurt, instead, they express it through actions or attitudes. You may notice the following signs: sudden silence. When his self-esteem is hurt, many men choose to remain silent to avoid conflict or show their discontent. Becoming defensive. If you offer feedback and he immediately reacts sharply, it is a sign that he feels threatened. Distancing or avoidance. Some men will avoid seeing you after feeling disrespected, especially if the hurtful incident happened in front of others. Overreacting to jokes. Sometimes, a seemingly harmless joke can make him feel belittled, especially when others are around. Tactful ways to deal with a man's big ego. Always show respect, especially in front of others. Men are extremely sensitive to being criticized in public. Even if you are right, if you criticize him in front of friends, colleagues, or family, it will make him feel humiliated. Advice: if you need to give feedback, choose a private space. Instead of saying, "You always do everything wrong," try, "I think if we did it another way, the result would be better. What do you think?" In public, support him. If you disagree, discuss it privately later. Know how to compliment at the right time and in the right way. One of the most effective ways to nurture a man's self-esteem is to offer sincere compliments. This does not mean you have to flatter or be fake, but rather pay attention to even his small efforts for you and the relationship. For example, I really appreciate that you spent time helping me today. You handled that situation very well. I feel proud to have you by my side. Note, timely compliments will make him feel recognized and, in turn, appreciate you more. Avoid comparing him to others. One of the quickest ways to hurt a man's self-esteem is to compare him to others, especially those he does not like or feels inferior to. Phrases like, "Why can't you be like Mrs. A's husband? He always takes such good care of her. My ex-boyfriend was even more romantic than you." Such words not only attack his ego, but also cause rifts in the relationship. Advice: instead of comparing, focus on his strengths and encourage him to develop further. If you need to offer criticism, emphasize that you believe he can do better rather than putting him on a scale against someone else. Give him the opportunity to fulfill the role of the man. Men enjoy feeling that they are the protectors and providers for the woman they love. When you always do everything by yourself, refuse his help, or insist "I don't need anyone," he may feel that his role is being undermined. How to subtly make him feel important: ask him to help with small tasks, like fixing something, or offer advice when you face difficulties. Do not hesitate to express gratitude after he helps you. Sometimes, letting him take the lead or make decisions can make him feel respected. Understand without overindulging. Although men have high self-esteem, it does not mean you must always be submissive or tolerate everything. The key is to know the boundary between respect and allowing yourself to be looked down upon. Suggestion: when he is wrong, speak calmly. "I understand you didn't mean it, but this makes me uncomfortable. Let's find a solution together." Always maintain your stance, but present it with respectful and non-confrontational language. When to be gentle and when to be firm. Be gentle when offering feedback on small matters, or when he is tired or stressed. Be firm yet respectful when the issue concerns boundaries, dignity, or unacceptable behavior. Understand that a man's ego is part of his nature, but your firmness is equally important. Know when to be soft to maintain harmony, and when to be strong to protect yourself. In the end, a man's ego and high self-esteem are not negative if you know how to understand and handle them with tact. When you respect him appropriately, offer praise when needed, give feedback at the right time, and avoid things that can easily hurt his pride, the relationship between you two will become more harmonious and lasting. Loving someone is not just about sharing happy moments, but also about understanding and respecting their sensitive inner aspects. Sometimes, just a little tact in your words and a timely compliment is enough to keep the relationship strong and make him love you more each day. What do you think about this? Please share your thoughts in the comment section below. I look forward to hearing your opinions and discussing further. Don't forget to hit like if you find this content useful and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the next sharing. Thank you very much, everyone. Let's continue together. Vulnerability 2. The need for recognition and praise. The secret that makes men want to stay with you forever. Men, no matter how strong or calm they may seem, always crave recognition and praise, especially from the woman they love. This is not just a minor need, but a part of their instinct to conquer and affirm their self-worth. When they feel acknowledged, men become more confident, love you more, and are willing to do anything to keep you by their side. Conversely, if their efforts are overlooked or ignored, they will feel hurt and withdraw. Women sometimes do not realize that even a small compliment can make a huge difference in a relationship. So why is the need for recognition so important for men? How can you praise at the right time and in the right way without coming off as insincere or fake? Let's explore. Why do men always want to be recognized and praised? The instinct to affirm their value and role in the relationship. Men have an instinct to be the hero in the eyes of the woman they love. Whether they are doing something significant like advancing in their career, or something simple like helping you fix something, they expect acknowledgement from you. That is how they feel important and significant in the relationship. If these efforts are ignored, they will ask themselves, do all these things I do mean nothing to her? Am I not good enough? Being praised helps men gain confidence and motivation. When you offer praise at the right time, he will feel empowered. That is why some men are willing to try even harder just to hear their woman say, "I'm proud of you." Psychological research shows that compliments from a loved one are many times more powerful than recognition from others. They not only make him happy, but also drive him to do even more for the relationship. When not recognized, men easily fall into a feeling of being invisible within the relationship. If a man continuously puts in effort without receiving positive feedback, he will become distant because he feels unappreciated. Gradually lose his initiative and no longer want to do good things for you. Even seek recognition elsewhere, which is very dangerous for the relationship. How to praise a man in a subtle and effective way. Praise sincerely, without being fake. Men are very sensitive to insincere compliments. Do not praise just to make him happy if you do not truly mean it. Find the things that are genuinely praiseworthy, even if they are the smallest details. For example, when he helps you fix something, "You fixed that so quickly, I never knew you were so handy." After a hard day at work, "I know you're tired today, thank you for trying so hard. I really appreciate it." A simple compliment that comes from genuine observation is far more valuable than empty flattery. Be specific rather than general. Instead of just saying, "You're amazing," point out specifically what he did well. This way, he will clearly feel that you are truly noticing his efforts. For example, instead of, "You're awesome," try, "I'm impressed with how you handled that difficult situation with the customer. You stayed calm and resolved it so skillfully." When you highlight the details of what he did well, he will feel understood and more appreciated. Don't forget to praise when he shows care. Sometimes men do not know how to express their affection in words and instead show it through actions. He might quietly do little things such as giving you a ride home after work, fixing something broken in the house without you asking, choosing a restaurant you like even if it isn't his usual choice. Don't assume these are obvious. Let him know you value his thoughtfulness. For example, "I know you're busy, yet you still made time for me. Thank you so much. It's so thoughtful of you to remember that I love that dish. It makes me very happy." Timely compliments will encourage him to keep doing good things for you. Praise in front of others, but only in the right context. When a man is praised by his woman in front of friends or family, he will feel proud and honored. However, ensure that the compliment does not make him feel embarrassed or cause discomfort to others. For example, in a gathering, you might gently say, "He always knows how to make everyone feel comfortable. Since I met him, I've learned to see things more positively." This not only makes him happy but also elevates your standing in his eyes. Don't forget to praise his efforts, even when he has not yet succeeded. Men are not always successful at everything. But it is precisely in those moments of failure that they need recognition the most. A timely word of encouragement will help him regain his spirit quickly. For example, "Even though the outcome wasn't what you hoped for, I see that you gave it your all. That is what matters. I believe in your efforts, next time, you'll do even better." Don't wait until he achieves something new to praise him. Recognizing the process is even more valuable than focusing solely on the results. Mistakes women should avoid when praising men. Overdoing it or being fake, this will not only fail to please him but may also make him feel uncomfortable. Only praising when you want him to do something. If your compliments only appear when you need something, he will soon recognize the insincerity and lose the genuine feeling. Comparing him while praising, avoid statements like, "You did better than A." Because comparison is never an effective form of praise. Only praising in front of others. Do not let him feel that you only praise him to enhance your image in front of others. In the end, the need for recognition and praise is an important part of a man's psychology. When you know how to give compliments at the right time, in the right way, and from a place of sincerity, you not only help him feel confident and happy but also strengthen your bond. Remember, men do not need flowery, empty words. What they value most is recognition that comes from your heart. When you notice and appreciate even the smallest efforts, he will feel loved, respected, and want to be with you for the long term. And finally, a timely compliment can change an entire day, even an entire relationship. So, never hesitate to offer genuine praise to the man you love. Vulnerability 3. The pressure to succeed and be the pillar. The silent burden of men that women should understand. In modern society, even though gender equality is emphasized, the pressure to succeed and be the pillar remains a burden that most men feel they must bear. They are expected to be the protector, provider, and emotional support for their family. Even if they may not express it, the expectations from society, family, and even from the woman by their side cause many men to live in constant tension and worry. Understanding this will help women know how to support, encourage, and accompany him rather than unintentionally becoming part of that pressure. So, how does the pressure to succeed affect a man's psychology, and how can a woman become his emotional support? Let's find out. Why do men always feel the need to succeed and be the pillar? Social prejudices and traditional expectations. For generations, society has always assumed that men must be strong, the primary breadwinners, and responsible for the family's happiness. Even though modern society has changed a lot, these expectations are still invisibly ingrained in their minds. When they do not achieve the success they desire, men easily fall into feelings like, "I am such a failure. Is she disappointed in me? Am I worthy of being the pillar?" Self-imposed pressure to protect and care for their loved ones. Many men are not forced but still create pressure for themselves. Why? Because they want to provide the best life for the woman they love. Be recognized by their loved ones and society. Prove that they are worthy of the responsibility of being a real man. Even if not shown on the surface, when facing difficulties, he may become silent and share little. Easily lose his temper due to stress. Distance himself out of fear of disappointing you. Fear being judged if he fails. Men are very afraid of being looked down upon, especially when they do not achieve the success that people expect. Unintentional words such as, "How can others do it when you can't? You really can't do anything right. I'm tired of you not being able to provide for the family," can hit their self-esteem hard and cause him to lose faith in himself. The impact of the pressure to succeed on a man's psychology and relationships. He becomes easily irritable and unpleasant. When stressed by work or financial responsibilities, men tend to release their stress through anger. This does not mean he does not love you, it simply means he does not know how to relieve pressure in a healthy way. He withdraws and communicates less. Instead of sharing, many men choose to remain silent when they experience failure. They fear that speaking out will only worry you or result in being labeled as weak. The relationship gradually drifts apart if not understood. If the woman does not recognize this pressure and continues to demand more, the man will feel unheard and misunderstood. Increasingly pressured and wanting to distance himself. Gradually lose the desire to invest in the relationship. How to help your man overcome pressure effectively. Show empathy instead of criticism. When he is tired, what he needs is comfort, not criticism. Let him know that you understand the pressure he is under. Instead of saying, "Why are you so lazy these days? You really can't do anything right." Try saying, "I know you're tired, I'm always here to support you. What's been stressing you out? I'm here to listen if you want to talk." As long as you do not judge him, he will gradually open up. Don't add pressure with comparisons. Comparison is the knife that kills self-esteem. Whether intentional or not, statements like, "Your friend's husband gets gifts every month. Others earn money, and you're always like this," only add to his burden and push him further away from you. Advice: focus on praising what he is doing well. Offer constructive feedback in a positive way, for example, "I believe you're more than capable of overcoming this. I'm always here for you." Give him space and time when needed. When the pressure is too much, sometimes a man needs quiet time to gather his thoughts. Do not force him to speak when he is not ready. You can send a short message, "I'm here whenever you want to talk." Give him a quiet evening without any interrogation. When his space is respected, he will return with a more relaxed mood. Encourage him to find healthy ways to relieve stress. Instead of letting him cope on his own, suggest activities that can help reduce stress, such as taking a walk together or doing some exercise, watching a funny movie, cooking a nice meal together. Sometimes, just an evening of relaxation with you is enough to ease his tension. Let him see that you love him, not his success. What a man fears most is being loved for his material achievements or status. When he fails, he might wonder, will she still love me when I'm not successful? Am I good enough for her? Reassure him with sincerity, "I love you for who you are, not for what you have. We are a team. No matter what, I will never let go." When he knows that your love is not dependent on success or failure, he will feel more secure. Common mistakes women often make when he is under pressure. Complaining when he's already tired, this only adds to his burden. Forcing him to speak when he's not ready, men need time to process their emotions, forcing them only makes them retreat further. Dismissing his efforts, even if the results are not as desired, acknowledge the effort he put in. Using someone else's success to push him, this rarely works and often makes him feel undervalued. In the end, men are not always as strong as they seem. The pressure to succeed and be the pillar can sometimes weigh on them more than you might think. As the woman by his side, you can either become a source of encouragement that helps him stand firm or, unintentionally, become an added burden that makes him want to give up. Choose to listen, understand, and accompany him, because true love is not just about sharing happy moments, but also about overcoming challenges together. When you put yourself in his shoes, the love between you two will not only be sustainable, but will also deepen over time. And remember, a man who is happy with a woman who truly understands him will be the one willing to do anything to keep her by his side forever. If you're still watching at this moment, don't hesitate to comment, continue. Please leave your thoughts and questions in the comment section below. I look forward to hearing your opinions and discussing further. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe to the channel so that Sophia has more motivation to create more great and meaningful videos. Let's continue together. Vulnerability 4. Difficulty in expressing true emotions. What women need to understand to empathize with men. Men have long been seen as symbols of strength, resilience, and rationality. While women often find it easy to express their emotions, many men choose to keep their true feelings hidden. Although they may appear calm and carefree on the outside, inside they might be harboring a great deal of thoughts, worries, and even pain. This sometimes leaves women feeling confused, puzzled, and wondering, why doesn't he share with me? Does he really care when he's always so silent? What should I do to help him open up? To build a lasting relationship, it is extremely important to understand why men find it difficult to express their emotions and to create a safe space for them to share. Let's explore the reasons behind that silence and effective ways to approach it. Why do men often struggle to express their emotions? Social stereotypes about a man's strength. From a young age, many boys are taught, boys are not allowed to cry. You must be strong, don't be weak. A man who shows weakness is shameful. These teachings gradually shape the belief that expressing emotions is a sign of weakness. As a result, when they grow up, men choose to suppress rather than express their feelings. Fear of being judged or misunderstood. Men fear that when they share their emotions, they will be labeled as too sensitive or unmanly. Others, including you, will not understand or will look down on their feelings. If they reveal too much, they risk losing respect from their partner. This makes them choose silence over the risk of sharing and getting hurt. Differences in how men and women process emotions. Women often feel relief when they voice their feelings, whereas men prefer to handle things silently on their own. When faced with problems, men tend to withdraw in order to find a solution. Avoid speaking out until they have found a way forward. Feel that talking about their emotions does not help solve the problem, so they deem it unnecessary. This leads women to mistakenly believe that he does not want to share, while in reality he is simply processing things in his own way. Past experiences that make them wary. If in the past a man's attempt to share was met with criticism, you overthink everything. Dismissiveness, that's nothing to be sad about. Or if his personal secrets were once disclosed by others, he will become more guarded and find it difficult to open up in future instances. Consequences when men cannot express their emotions. Easily misunderstood in the relationship. When he remains silent, you might think, he doesn't care about me. He doesn't love me enough to share. But in reality, silence is sometimes his way of coping with negative emotions. Without understanding this, misunderstandings can grow and create distance. Accumulated emotions leading to explosions or withdrawal. Long-term suppression of emotions may cause him to become easily angry or lash out for no reason. Or, worse, lead him to become cold and distant in order to avoid confrontation. This can affect both his mental health and the relationship due to a lack of emotional connection. How can you help him open up and share his emotions? Create a safe, non-judgmental space. Men are only willing to share when they feel heard without being criticized or judged. You can put yourself in his shoes. I understand that sometimes things aren't easy. If you want to talk, I'm always here to listen. Avoid interrupting or rushing to offer advice when he is sharing. Steer clear of remarks like, "So you're sad about that," or "You're overthinking again." Do not force him to speak when he isn't ready. Sometimes, a walk together without needing to speak much, or a gentle hug, can help him feel safe. When his space is respected, he will open up when he's ready. Encourage sharing through empathy, not pressure. Instead of bombarding him with questions like, "What's wrong? Tell me now." Try saying, "I've noticed you seem a bit stressed lately. I don't want to push you, but I'm always here if you want to talk." This helps him feel your concern without the pressure to speak immediately. Remember to acknowledge when he does share. When he does open up, make sure to thank him for trusting you with his feelings. Acknowledge his emotions. "I understand why you feel that way. Thank you for sharing with me." This will encourage him to share more in the future. Common mistakes women often make when men don't share. Forcing him to speak. This only makes him withdraw further. Dismissing his feelings. What might be small to you could be significant to him. Taking what he shares and telling others. This breaks trust and will make him reluctant to share again. Criticizing him after he opens up. If after sharing, he hears, "I told you so," he will regret opening up. When should you wait and when should you gently initiate? It is best to wait when he has just encountered a stressful situation. Sometimes, he needs time to process before sharing. Gently initiate conversation if you notice prolonged tension or signs of withdrawal. A simple question like, "Would you like to go out for some fresh air?" can be a good start. Remember, men do not struggle to express their emotions because they lack them, but because they do not know how, or do not feel safe to share. As the woman by his side, understanding and respecting this difference will deepen your relationship. Always remember, do not force, be patient. Do not judge, just listen. Do not belittle his feelings, even the smallest ones. When you create a safe space for him to be himself, he will feel loved, respected, and more willing to commit to you in the long term. And sometimes, just your understanding is enough to help him open up and share his deepest feelings. Vulnerability 5. The fear of rejection. A hidden weakness few know about in men. Behind the confident, strong, and resilient exterior of many men lies a fear of rejection that few can truly see. Whether in their work, social relationships, or especially in matters of love, men still harbor the worry that they are not good enough, will not be accepted, or will be turned down. This affects not only their actions and words, but also determines how they approach and maintain a relationship. To build a solid relationship, women need to understand and empathize with this fear. When you know how to soothe the fear of rejection, he will feel safer and more confident with you. Let's explore why men fear rejection and how to help him overcome this feeling. Why do men have a fear of rejection? The pressure to be the initiator in love and relationships. Society often expects men to be in charge, to take the lead. They are taught that in order to be respected, they need to take the initiative in expressing love and asking someone out. Make important decisions in the relationship. Be the leader in matters of love. However, this very pressure makes them afraid of being rejected. A rejection is not just a refusal of acceptance, but also a blow to their self-esteem. The worry of not being good enough and failing to please others. Men often think they must achieve something to be worthy of the woman they like. If they feel they are not successful enough, financially stable enough, up to par with you in terms of looks, intellect, or status, they will build up barriers and fear that you will reject them or not appreciate them. Past experiences that make them wary. If he has ever been rejected in love in the past, with someone who did not appreciate his feelings, or hurt after an unsuccessful relationship, those memories can make him guarded and hesitant when approaching you, fearing that he will be hurt again. Worry about losing respect and his position in the relationship. For couples in love, the fear of rejection doesn't stop at the beginning of a relationship. Men also worry that, even if they love for a long time, they might eventually be taken for granted. Their suggestions or opinions will not be respected. Their partner will reject their need for closeness and affection. These factors deeply affect their self-confidence and sense of security in the relationship. Signs that he is afraid of rejection. Not all men will openly admit this fear, but you may notice some of the following signs. Hesitation when asking you out. He might say, "Are you busy?" If you're not interested, then forget it. Self-deprecation. He might say things like, "I know I'm not as good as others." Reluctance to express his feelings. Although he cares, he does not dare to say it for fear you might not reciprocate. Avoiding giving opinions. He fears that you will disagree or oppose him. Easily hurt when given feedback. Even small criticisms make him withdraw. How to help him overcome his fear of rejection. Create a safe environment for him to express his emotions. Men are only willing to share when they feel heard without being judged, that their opinions and feelings are respected. You should listen when he shares without interrupting, avoid mocking or belittling what he says, encourage him to open up with phrases like, "I care about what you think, so don't hesitate to share." Do not flat out reject his ideas unless absolutely necessary. When you don't disagree harshly, he will feel encouraged to speak. Gently refuse rather than saying no abruptly. When you disagree with something, choose a tactful way to say no. Instead of, "No, I don't want that." Try saying, "What do you think if we try a different option? I understand your point, but I think this might be better. What do you think?" A gentle tone will help him feel less harshly rejected and encourage more open discussion. Praise and recognize his efforts. To soothe his worry of not being good enough, let him know you notice and appreciate what he does. For example, "I know you've been trying so hard, and I really appreciate that. You did this so thoughtfully for me, thank you." Small words of recognition can help boost his confidence when he's with you. Avoid comparing him to others. Nothing hurts more than being compared. Phrases like, "Your boyfriend does this and that." "You're not as romantic as others." Even if unintentional, these increase his fear of rejection and lower his confidence. Remember, everyone has their own strengths, and so does he. Be proactive in showing your affection when necessary. If you have feelings for him, don't always leave it to him to show first. Sometimes, a spontaneous handhold, a sincere compliment, or simply saying, "I'm so happy to be with you," can lessen the distance and make him feel accepted. Mistakes women should avoid when he is afraid of rejection. Denying his feelings. Don't say, "What kind of man gets so sensitive?" because that only makes him close off further. Teasing him too much about his insecurities, jokes like, "You're so scared of rejection, who cares?" can deeply hurt him. Acting indifferent when he tries to approach. If you're not interested, decline tactfully rather than being cold or dismissive. Making uncertain promises. This makes him hope and then be heavily disappointed. When should you encourage and when should you let him overcome it on his own? Encourage, when you see him trying to approach but hesitating out of fear of rejection. A word of encouragement will help him be braver. Let him overcome on his own when he needs time to think. Do not force him to speak or act immediately. Sometimes silence is the best remedy. In the end, the fear of rejection is a natural part of a man's instincts, not because he is weak, but because, like anyone else, he fears being hurt. As the woman by his side, understanding and empathizing with this fear will help you. Build solid trust in the relationship, help him feel more confident when he's with you, create a lasting bond that is not hindered by misunderstandings. Remember, behind a strong man are moments of vulnerability that he only dares to show to someone truly important. When you become a safe space for him to open up, he will cherish and nurture the relationship with all his heart. Because sometimes, just a little understanding is enough to help the man you love overcome every fear deep within him. Vulnerability 6. The desire for freedom and personal space. The psychological secret of men that women should understand. In any relationship, closeness and connection are important, but distance and personal space are equally necessary, especially for men. Many women in love often want to spend all their time with their beloved, sharing everything from emotions to daily activities. However, men are different. They crave freedom and need personal space to think, recharge, and maintain balance in their lives. This sometimes leaves women feeling confused and worried. Why does he want to be alone? Doesn't he love me anymore? Is he hiding something? Could this distance be a sign of emotional detachment? If you have ever had these thoughts, please pause for a moment. A man's desire for personal space does not mean he has stopped loving you, it simply means he needs time for himself. Understanding this need will help you build a healthy, lasting, and comfortable relationship for both of you. Why do men always crave freedom and personal space? By nature, men need space to process their emotions and thoughts. Men tend to handle issues internally. When facing stress, pressure, or something that requires thought, they will withdraw to find a solution. Avoid communication to prevent unintentionally hurting others. Spend time on personal hobbies to relieve stress. Unlike women, who often feel relieved when they share their feelings, men feel more comfortable when they are quiet. Being alone helps them reassess situations, think thoroughly, and return to you with greater resolve. Freedom is part of their instinct to conquer and be independent. Men love the feeling of freedom because it is linked with a sense of control and mastery over their lives. When they are overly controlled or feel their freedom is being taken away, they tend to feel suffocated and want to distance themselves from the relationship. React negatively, such as becoming irritated or avoiding contact. Become distant even if they still love you. Here, freedom does not mean wanting to escape the relationship, it means wanting to be themselves, maintain personal hobbies, meet friends, or simply enjoy quiet time. Personal space helps them maintain their individual identity. A healthy relationship is one where both people maintain their own independence. Men need personal space to pursue their passions and personal interests. Spend time on social relationships outside of the romance. Develop themselves without feeling dissolved into the relationship. Without that space, they may feel confined and lose a part of their personal identity, which can lead to hidden dissatisfaction. How can you respect his need for personal space while still maintaining closeness? Understand that personal space is not a sign that he doesn't love you. The first and most important thing is not to view his need for freedom as a sign of detachment or a lack of love. Remember, his need for personal time does not mean he wants to avoid you. Everyone needs personal space to recharge, not just men. Tell yourself, he needs time to be himself. When he feels ready, he will come back with even more care. Let him pursue his personal interests without feeling guilty. If he likes playing soccer, hanging out with friends, or has his own hobbies, support him instead of forbidding it. You might say, I see you're happy when you play soccer with your friends. Go ahead and enjoy your time. If you need some time alone to relax today, I completely understand. Respecting his personal space will make him feel comfortable and grateful. In turn, he will want to return to you even more. Avoid controlling or texting/calling continuously when he wants to be alone. Many women, when they see their partner being silent, often worry and send texts repeatedly. What are you doing? Why aren't you replying? Make multiple calls just to check where he is. This only makes him feel pressured and want to distance himself, thinking that you do not respect his space. Solution: if he says he needs time, send one text like, I understand. When you're ready, I'm here to listen, then let him come back on his own. Use that time to take care of yourself, meet friends, or do things you enjoy. Use that personal time to care for yourself and balance the relationship. When he needs personal space, don't just sit and wait. Instead, engage in activities you love. Hang out with friends or family. Learn a new skill or do something that makes you happy. This not only makes you more interesting in his eyes, but also eases the pressure on the relationship, making it more comfortable. Communicate openly about both of your needs. If you feel he is spending too much time alone, don't silently endure it. Choose a suitable moment to say, I understand you need your space, but I also miss our time together. Let's find a balance, shall we? Open communication helps both of you understand each other better and avoids unnecessary misunderstandings. Common mistakes women make when a man needs personal space: assuming he is cheating or no longer loves you. Not every instance of silence is a sign of betrayal. Becoming clingy or controlling, this only makes him feel suffocated and want to leave. Acting angry when he needs time for himself, instead of understanding, some choose to blame him, which strains the relationship. Not giving yourself personal space. A healthy relationship requires that both people have their own interesting lives. When should you let him be alone, and when should you take the initiative to connect? Let him be alone when he clearly says he needs time to think, handle work, or recharge. Reconnect when the silence has stretched too long and you feel neglected. At that point, gently say, I respect your space, but I also miss you. Can we spend some time together? In the end, the craving for freedom and personal space is a natural need for men. It is not a sign of detachment or a lack of care. When you understand and respect this, you not only help him feel more comfortable and happy, but also build a mature, healthy, and lasting relationship. Remember, sometimes the right amount of distance acts as a catalyst that deepens love. When he feels free with you, he will come back to you more willingly, loving and cherishing the relationship even more. Ultimately, a good relationship is not about being together every moment, but about both being comfortable as themselves and still wanting to return to one another after the necessary breaks. Vulnerability 7. The fear of failure in relationships. A hidden corner few understand in men. Even though outwardly they appear strong and confident, many men quietly harbor the fear of failing in a relationship. This fear is not only about being rejected or breaking up, but also the fear of not living up to the expectations of the woman by their side, of not being good enough, of disappointing their partner, and of losing the one they love. This is often misunderstood as indifference or a lack of concern, while in reality, silence and avoidance are sometimes signs of deep insecurity. To build a lasting relationship, women need to understand and empathize with this fear, thereby creating emotional security that helps their man feel more confident and secure with you. Why do men fear failure in relationships? The pressure to be perfect in their partner's eyes. Men often feel that they must ensure financial stability, be a solid emotional support for their partner, demonstrate strength in protecting and caring for the woman they love. When they feel they have not met these expectations, they worry, will she be disappointed in me? Am I good enough to maintain this relationship? If I don't succeed, will she still stay with me? These thoughts create an invisible pressure, making them prone to self-doubt and withdrawal when they feel they are not meeting expectations. Negative past experiences making them wary. If a man has ever been betrayed in a previous relationship, gone through a painful breakup, or been criticized by an ex for not being good enough, those memories can leave deep scars, making him fear that the same painful experiences might happen again, even if the current relationship is going well. The fear of being compared to others. Men are very sensitive to comparisons, especially when placed alongside your ex, a successful friend, or even the idealized models that society celebrates. Casual remarks like, "Your boyfriend is so attentive. I wish you were that romantic. My ex used to do that for me. Why can't you be as romantic as others?" Even if unintentional, can touch his self-esteem and amplify his fear of failure, making him feel that he is not good enough to keep your heart. Fear of hurting the one they love. Some men worry that their own shortcomings might inadvertently hurt their partner. This makes them reluctant to express differing opinions for fear of upsetting you. Avoid making important decisions, fearing that a wrong choice will lead to regret. Keep their distance when they feel they cannot provide the best for you. This is not indifference, but rather an overcautious attempt to protect the relationship. Signs that he is afraid of failing in the relationship. He hesitates when talking about the future. He avoids mentioning long-term plans or serious commitments. He becomes easily hurt by even minor criticisms, even small reminders make him defensive. He withdraws or becomes silent when faced with difficulties. Instead of sharing, he chooses to handle issues alone. He avoids expressing his emotions, fearing that showing too much vulnerability will make him seem weak. He may exhibit self-deprecating comments like, "I know I'm not good enough," or "You deserve someone better than me." How can you help him overcome his fear of failure in the relationship? Create emotional safety for him to share. Let him know that you appreciate his efforts, not just the outcomes. Your relationship is based on sincerity and mutual effort, not perfection. You might say, "I know you always give your best, and that makes me appreciate you even more. You don't have to be perfect, I love you for who you are." Avoid words or actions that make him feel compared or pressured. If you want him to improve on something, use gentle, encouraging language instead of criticism. Instead of saying, "You're always so forgetful and tired," try, "I'd be really happy if next time we could both pay a bit more attention. I know we can do it together." Feedback delivered with a sense of partnership makes him feel supported rather than criticized. Praise and recognize even his small efforts. Men need to feel recognized by the woman they love. A timely compliment can help him feel more confident when he's with you. Recognize that his efforts are valued. Be motivated to do even more to make you happy. For example, the way you handled that situation shows how thoughtful you are. I really appreciate it. I love how you took care of that issue. It made me feel so secure with you. Take the initiative to connect without applying pressure. If he feels too timid when talking about the future, avoid forcing him to speak. Instead, create gentle opportunities. Suggest small plans like, "How about we try that new place this weekend?" Participate together in activities you both enjoy, which increases closeness without making him feel pressured. Don't forget to love yourself to maintain balance. Focusing too much on his worries can unbalance you. Remember, a confident and happy woman is a huge motivation for the man by her side. When he sees that you still have your own joy, he will worry less about not being able to make you happy. Mistakes women should avoid when dealing with his fear. Laughing at his fears, this will only make him close off and less willing to share. Comparing him with others, even if your intention is to motivate, comparisons only hurt his self-esteem. Imposing overly high expectations. Remember, no one is perfect, and excessive expectations will create unnecessary pressure. Getting angry when he withdraws. When he fears failure, he needs your patience, not your blame. When should you encourage him and when should you let him have his space? Encourage. When you see him trying to open up but still hesitating, a word of encouragement can help him overcome his psychological barrier. Let him handle it when he needs time to think. Do not force him to speak before he's ready. Understanding to overcome the fear. The fear of failure in a relationship is not a sign that he doesn't love you, it's because he cares too much and doesn't want to disappoint you. As the woman by his side, your understanding and companionship are the remedies that help him feel more confident. Remember that, sometimes, even a small compliment is enough to restore his confidence. A hug, or a simple "I believe in you," can soothe all the fears inside him. Love is about being together, not demanding perfection. When you create an emotionally safe environment, he will be more open, confident, and eager to keep you by his side forever. Ultimately, a strong relationship is built on understanding, respect, and loving each other the right way. Vulnerability 8. The desire to be the hero in your eyes. The deep-seated instinct of men. No matter how strong, silent, confident, or humble they may be, every man harbors a deep desire to be seen as the hero in the eyes of the woman he loves. This is not only an instinct, but also the driving force that motivates him to strive, conquer, and protect the one he cares about. When he is recognized as important, useful, and trustworthy, a man feels his self-worth affirmed. Conversely, if the woman by his side does not recognize or unintentionally denies this desire, he can easily feel disrespected and unappreciated. Demotivated to try harder in the relationship. Distant or withdrawn. So, why is the desire to be the hero so important to men? How can you skillfully express recognition without upsetting the balance in your relationship? Let's explore. Why do men always want to be the hero in your eyes? The instinct to conquer and protect is part of a man's psychology. Since ancient times, men have been seen as those who protect the family from danger, ensure the safety and stability of their loved ones, conquer challenges to assert their position. Although modern society has changed a great deal, that instinct still exists. When he does something that makes you happy, feel safe, or admire him, he feels stronger and more valuable. Being recognized serves as a motivator for men to grow. Men can accomplish extraordinary things just to receive that proud look from the woman they love. When they know that their efforts are recognized, they will try harder to make you happy. Strive to become a better version of themselves. Feel more confident and love the relationship even more. Conversely, if every effort is regarded as normal, he will gradually lose interest and motivation. Men want to feel that they are important in your life. One of the biggest fears for a man is, if I don't do something useful, will you even need me? Am I important enough for you to rely on when needed? Being the one who helps, supports, and makes you smile is how he confirms his role in the relationship. Signs that he wants to be your hero: being proactive in helping, he offers to fix things, drive you to work, or support you when you're in trouble. showing off what he can do, not out of boasting, but to let you see his abilities. Caring about your feelings, always asking, "Are you okay?" or "Is there anything I can help with?" Wanting your opinion, he is happy when you say, "What do you think about this?" Showing disappointment when his help is refused, if you say, "I can do it myself," he may feel sad. How to responsibly acknowledge his desire to be your hero in a subtle way. Do not hesitate to ask for his help, even for small tasks. Men feel happy when they can help you, even with simple tasks like fixing a broken light, opening a stubborn bottle cap, helping you carry heavy items. When you say, "Can you help me with this?" he will feel useful and important. Do not be afraid of seeming needy, because this is actually how he expresses his affection. Sincerely praise him when he does something for you. After he has helped, do not forget to say, "Thank you, you're so thoughtful." Smile brightly and say, "I don't know how I'd manage without you." Or simply, "You're really great at this." Such compliments help him feel that his efforts are appreciated, encouraging him to do even more for you. Let him feel that he is your emotional support. No matter how strong a woman is, she can have moments of vulnerability. Do not hesitate to share, "I'm really tired today, I just want to lean on you a little. Hearing you say that makes me feel so much better." When he knows that merely his presence can bring you comfort, he will feel happy and significant in the relationship. Ask for his opinion and respect his decisions. Men want to feel that their opinions are listened to and valued. Instead of deciding everything on your own, ask, "What do you think we should choose? In your opinion, how should we handle this?" Even if you have your own ideas, acknowledge his perspective before offering yours. This makes him feel like a true partner, not just an outsider. Avoid making him feel useless or unappreciated. One of the most damaging things to a man's self-esteem is hearing, "You're not helpful at all. I don't need you, I can do it myself. You always mess things up." Even if you are upset, choose your words carefully so as not to diminish his efforts. Instead of saying, "You're useless," try, "Next time, let's try a different approach, I know you can do better." Common mistakes women often make when confronting this desire in men, being overly independent and not giving him a chance to help, which makes him feel unnecessary. Denying all of his efforts, even if he hasn't done something perfectly, acknowledge the good intention behind it. Comparing him to others when he tries hard, e.g., "Your boyfriend does this better," this destroys all motivation. Always taking control of every decision, when you don't give him a voice in the relationship, he will gradually withdraw. When should you let him show his hero side and when should you act together? Let him show his role. When he proactively offers to help, let him do so. Contribute together. When a task is too much for him alone, turn it into a joint activity rather than rejecting his help entirely. Being seen as the hero in your eyes is not only a desire, but also a deep psychological need for men. When he knows he is important, useful, and appreciated, he will try even harder to make you happy. Feel more confident in being with you. Want to protect, care for, and remain with you long term. Remember, it is not the grand gestures or flowery words that matter most, but the heartfelt recognition from you that a man craves. When you give him the chance to express himself, respect him, and thank him for his efforts, your relationship will become deeper and more enduring than ever. Because, in the heart of every man who loves sincerely, he always wants to be the one you are proud to talk about. And when he feels like a hero in your eyes, he will do everything to keep that smile on your face forever. Conclusion. Behind the strong and resilient exterior of a man lie vulnerabilities that not everyone can see. They, too, have moments of weakness, worry, fear, and the desire to be understood, just like anyone else. Understanding these 8 important vulnerabilities of men, from ego and high self-esteem, the need for recognition, the pressure to be the pillar, to the fear of failure, the desire for freedom, and the longing to be seen as a hero, will help women learn to act more tactfully in relationships. Respecting his ego, knowing when to compliment, understanding the pressures he faces, and creating personal space when needed will help the man by your side feel loved and appreciated. At the same time, not judging when he expresses his emotions, encouraging rather than comparing him, and giving him the opportunity to be the hero in your eyes will make the relationship more connected and enduring. Women often desire attention and closeness, while men want to be seen as a reliable support. When you learn to balance these needs, you not only build a mature love, but also help the man by your side become the best version of himself. Finally, love is not about changing someone, but about understanding and accompanying them. When you learn to see these vulnerabilities with empathy and love, the man will feel safe, confident, and want to stay with you forever. Thank you for watching today's video. I am very happy to share these lessons about love and relationships with you. I hope you have learned something new and can apply it to your own life. If you found the video useful, please don't forget to hit like and subscribe so you won't miss the next videos. Thank you for always being with me and supporting me. Have a wonderful day, and don't forget to love yourself very much.